Trinidad, mad. Trinidad, mad.
Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night. It's been a while. It's been a while, and I hope all of you are doing amazing tonight. I am Keron Rose, and I am going to be your host for tonight's live Q&A session. Tonight we're going to be talking about e-commerce. I haven't touched base with you guys in a while, so I wanted to jump in. The landscape's change, things are moving, things are changing, things are happening. The questions keep coming in every day about, new platforms coming out, how to get started, and people are still trying to figure this thing out. So, we haven't touched base in a while, and why not just jump on and get started on talking a little bit about e-commerce and seeing how I can help you guys get some direction, all right? So, you guys know the drill. If this is your first time joining me, we like to have a lot of fun. And we don't got no sponsors on no broadcast tonight, so we could drink tonight. I hope all of you guys have some form of beverage that, puts you in a good mood to have a nice little conversation with me. So let's see who we have in here tonight so far. If you are live, if you're catching us live, please let me know where you guys are watching from. I need the energy. We feed off the energy. You give me energy. I have energy. Well, the juice gives me energy as well. But you guys know the deal. So let me know where you guys are watching it from tonight. So we have Noella. How are you doing? Good night, Noella. We have my bro, Omari Augustine. Bro, how you doing, man? It's been a while, man. It's been a while. I was going through the hit list. So let me rewind. Omari has done all of my music for the digital age. So tonight I was sitting here like, yo, let me pull out a track from Omar, but I'm like, you know what? Let me save that for when we do official business, Oh man, shout outs to Omari. So who else we got inside here? We got Roxanne. Roxanne, listen, how you doing tonight? That was dope. Just now, can't wait to get my hands on all these high tech. Listen, when you start, you can't stop. There's an addiction when you start to get these pieces and everything working for you. Hey, it's addictive. Amari said he's drinking water tonight. Of course. Well, God, Christabel, Jamaican of the house. Happening. Dale's watching from Westside Trinidad. Dale, what's going on? Dave is in St. Lucia. Noella, water. Listen, I love it. Annalisa's watching from Arima. No drinkies tonight. I know it's Thursday. But listen, it's Thursday, so we drink into that too, right? Thruston, how you doing, my bro? Thruston is inside tonight. Dominic, what is going on? Glad to have you again. Janee's watching from NYC. Good night. Jason Del Pino, listen, DHL is in the building. How you doing, man? And we have Tele Cruz watching from Tobago. Good night, Tele. Jean, swag on tonight. Listen, swag is always on. So, tonight, what are we doing tonight? I wanted to have a Q&A session with you guys because, like I said, it's been a while. Some things have changed. There's new things coming out. There is an announcement I want to make tonight. So I wanted to just touch base with you guys. So what I want from you guys is let me know. You guys can start dropping your questions from now. Any questions you have along the lines of e-commerce, web platforms, how to get started, how do we get paid, anything you guys want to know with respects to e-commerce, you guys just let me know. We're taking stock tonight. We have Narissa Montserrat is in the building. Marsha Gay from, Jamaica is heavy tonight. Nicole Fraser, Jamaica again. Jason, what's going on? Joel, Jamaica. I tell you, Jamaica is heavy in the building tonight, man. Joel, what's going on? So, let's talk getting paid. Let's break down, one of the big elephants in the room. Let's get PayPal out the way. Because PayPal is, as we know, that is the gold standard for moving money online internationally. I'm getting questions every single day. I get 5 to 15 questions every single day about PayPal. So let's talk about that. Let's get that bad boy out the way. So here in Trinidad, if you are watching this and you're looking to get paid with PayPal in Trinidad, PayPal deposits funds only to a couple of banks, JMB, PSCU, Venture Credit Union. And if you have a Visa credit card, they will accept that money on that credit card as well, except for RBC because RBC has that blocked. What has been happening though is PayPal is doing to Caribbean accounts 3 things. 1, some accounts are giving instant access to the funds, right? So if somebody pays you online and you receive it in your PayPal wallet and you deposit it to your Visa credit card, PayPal is giving you, to some accounts, instant access to the funds. Another group of accounts that PayPal is what they're doing is they're putting you on a 30-day hold where you cannot do you cannot do a manual withdrawal. And they will only deposit those funds for you on the 1st of every month. So I don't know how PayPal, what they're using as a basis to put that. I don't know what the basis is, but I'm just telling you how it is right now. And then the third thing they're doing to Caribbean-wide accounts is they are not giving you withdrawal access from your PayPal account. So some people are getting it instant. Some people are only getting it automatic deposits once a month. And then some people just don't get access at all. If you are in Jamaica, PayPal isn't doing a direct deposit to Jamaican bank accounts at all. That's huge, right? So I'm getting a lot more Jamaicans reaching out. They want to use PayPal because they're using platforms that rely on PayPal. So this is why PayPal is such a hot topic right now, because everybody's trying to go online and they are picking up, they're choosing platforms that rely on PayPal. And that is where the biggest problem comes in. So for example, right? So I got the CEO of First Atlantic Commerce in the building. Shout out to Chris Burns. As he says, we don't need PayPal. He's absolutely right. But the people need to understand, what platforms are available with the Caribbean payment processors so that they don't run into any issues. So if you're Googling and you're trying to figure out, platforms, so one of the more popular platforms that people reach out to me on is Wix. Wix relies on PayPal. So Wix might not be the best platform for Caribbean users because if it is, even though that Wix is very easy to build a website, what happens is that now you have to pay to upgrade your monthly plan to do e-commerce, but then it's using a payment processor that, you might not be able to receive those funds from. And what's happening is the amount of people who have spent months building their site on Wix, and then they live in a Caribbean country where PayPal does not deposit those funds to their bank accounts. You just wasted money and time building on a platform that will not allow you to receive funds. Okay? Same thing with a platform like Squarespace. Squarespace relies on PayPal and Stripe. So again, if you are in a market that relies on PayPal and Stripe and you cannot, or using a platform that relies on it, and you cannot receive those funds, that is not a platform that you should be building on. If you are somebody that has a registered bank account in the US and you want to use it, cool. But chances are the majority of you watching are in the Caribbean and you guys do not have a US bank account. You're not looking to register your business in the US and have to fight up and pay those taxes over there and whatnot, right? So you need to start thinking about payments first. So even though everybody uses PayPal, if we cannot receive the money, then we run into issues. So platforms that allow you to work with any of our Caribbean payment processors is where you guys should be focusing on. So you have platforms like First Atlantic Commerce. First Atlantic Commerce, what you would have to do to use that platform is you have to go to your bank, open up what's called a merchant account, and then let them know that you are looking to sign up with First Atlantic Commerce, and that's an option for you. You also have Caribbean payment processors like WePay. And WePay you sign up with on their website, and they operate in countries like Trinidad, Grenada, St. Lucia, Guyana, Jamaica, and I'm probably missing one, but I think those are the ones that are on the top of my mind. Check them out, because once you sign up with them, they will deposit to the majority of your banks that are in your country. And these processors like FAC or WePay, they work with platforms like Shopify. So if you don't want to use a platform like WordPress, you guys can use Shopify. Shopify is a highly recommended platform that you guys can use that works with two of the biggest processors in the Caribbean. All right. The goal is to try to not rely on PayPal. I use PayPal. I use it for things like integrations. When I'm using things like Eventbrite or I'm using Acuity and I want people to, just either, book themselves into an event, I would use that. And I would use PayPal. But PayPal I do not use for my main business because, listen, at any time, PayPal could come and shut that down. And then their processing fees are pretty high too. Their processing fees are at 5.4%. So it costs. It costs to use PayPal. Costs a pretty penny. All right. So tonight, if you're now tuning in, tonight is all about, this is a live Q&A session. So drop your questions in, right? We're talking e-commerce, web platforms, getting started to building your business online. Any questions you guys have, we are going to be talking about it. So you guys just drop those questions in, and I'm going to go down the list and get to them. All right. Shout outs to everybody who has tuned in tonight. Listen, you guys could be anywhere in the world, but you guys are here talking with me. So Omari asks, how to implement an e-commerce for digital assets locally in Trinidad when a lot of people may not own credit cards? That, my friend, is a very, very good question. So you know what? The beauty of going digital is I get to show you guys things, right? So let me see if I can show you how I get paid online without the use of credit cards. Okay, you guys ready for this? Let me Just give me 1 second. All right, so I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to answer Omari's question with a live demonstration. So Omari asks, how can we implement an e-commerce for digital assets locally in Trinidad when a lot of people may not own credit cards? Now, this works for anywhere in the region, but this solution is unique to WordPress. WordPress is one of the only platforms, I think the only platform that allows this to happen. So if somebody does not have a credit card, but they want to pay you via online bank transfer, bank deposit, and you don't want to have to use things like Wave to manually send out an invoice every single time, then this is going to work wonders for you. So check this out. So let's just go to Keron Rose and let's go to the shop. You know, let's buy something from this Keron Rose guy. You know, he's got some interesting things out. Let's go buy something. So we're going to buy the digital assets course. And if you guys are not enrolled in the digital assets course, you know, what are you guys waiting for? All right, so we're going to check out. And let us fill this information in. And I'm going to show you guys how you can sell a digital product and how you guys can sell a digital product for people that do not have credit cards. All right, so check this out. I'm just putting in stuff. All right. All right, so I filled out the information, right? Now watch this flow. All right, let me take out Omari's comment. Watch this flow. So I have set up on my account, I have PayPal for people that are international that want to pay me with PayPal. I also have credit card for those people that want to put in their credit card credentials, and that uses WePay. But then, then there is this little feature right at the bottom. So check how this bad boy works. So somebody would click bank transfer, and they would get all of my banking details right here, right? So if they want to do a bank deposit, if they want to go into the bank and do a bank deposit, or if they want to do an online bank transfer, the details they get right here and they're able to place the order. So watch how this workflow goes, because this is important, because rather than sending people a Wave invoice or, them messaging me on DMs to place an order with me, and then they're sending it to me on WhatsApp, and you have all this information all over the place, I like to keep everything within my website and within my WooCommerce, shop, and also my HubSpot CRM. So check this out. The person hits place order, okay? So then it creates the order, all right? So this person is somebody who does not have a credit card, and they only want to do online bank transfer, bank deposit. So they place the order. Now I have all of their details. All of that is recorded in my backend, right? Then I go into the person, the client, the customer would get an email, and check this out. They are going to get an email, and here the email is, please confirm the payment. Thank you for your order. Hello, Mr. Rose. Just to let you know, we've received your order 13468. However, due to the nature of bank transfers, we need additional proof to complete the order. Please reply to this email with a photo of the completed bank transfer or bank deposit. If you haven't made the payment as yet, here is the details below. So what would happen is the person would then go into their online bank account, all right? They go into their online bank account, or they go into the bank, they make the transfer, whether it's online or in person, and then they send me a screenshot and they reply to the email. And then, let me show you what happens in my backend. You see, I like to give you guys the sauce. I like to show you guys how everything works so you guys can see it working, all right? Again, this is the workflow if you want to sell physical or digital products, but the person does not have a credit card and you need to get them to do an offline payment, and you want it to be recorded in your systems without having to release that information, without having to release the digital download or, send out that physical product. So watch this. Let me switch back to the screen share. So I would then go into my order system, And here is the order right here. Keron Rose made it 2 minutes ago. Bank transfer. Here is the entire invoice. I have all of the client's information. The invoice is generated. Bam, payment method. Everything is here. It is tracked in my store. It is already picked up in my CRM. If you guys can see this, see, my CRM has already picked up the order as well. Right? Checkout was made. HubSpot has already picked that up. And I have the order. So when I want to complete the order, all I have to do is hit the check mark. And that would then complete the order and initiate the links that need to go out and officially record as a paid, as a payment for the product and service on my back end. So, Omari, I hope that gives you a little insight as to how somebody, if you want to do e-commerce, but the person doesn't have a credit card, there is that, what I just showed you is like 4 different plugins working together to do that entire smooth flow. All right? Hope you like that one. That one only works on WordPress though. All right? All right, so who else we got inside? Greta, good night. Jean, let's see what John's talking about. What's your feedback on WePay and their direction thus far? Jean, my friend, WePay is doing the most important work right now. They're breaking down a lot of barriers in the Caribbean. They have some new things coming out, and they're going to be announced in the next couple weeks. As a matter of fact, one of the announcements that I wanted to make tonight is Aldwin, the CEO from WePay. Me and him are going to be doing an exclusive live on Saturday, because he has a couple of things he wants to tease. He has a couple of things that he wants to hype the scene up. He wants to let you know that these things are coming. All right? And I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen some of the nitty-gritty, some of the details, and I'm very excited with the direction that they're going. I think they're doing some important work. And the thing about WePay too is, what I want everybody to realize is, even if you don't like WePay or you don't like the direction that they're going in, they're still doing some of the pioneering work with knocking down a lot of doors so that whoever comes in after them doesn't have to go through a lot of the nonsense that they go through. So listen, anybody that's coming to the space and bringing solutions, I love it. All right? So, Noella, I wonder if I'm saying that. Noella, Nolia. I think it's Nolia. I think. But let's see what she has to ask. Debit Visa cards. Is that an option instead of credit cards for PayPal? So if you are in a country, a Visa debit card is simply the replacement card for your bank account that has credit card-like features. So there's added security, and that standard bank card you are able to take online and make purchases online. Every bank across the Caribbean governs their Visa debit cards differently. So depending on which part of the region you are, contact your bank and ask about, what are the spending limits? What are the spending limits? What are the U.S. spending limits online? And again, those cards replace your standard bank cards. They attach to your regular savings or checkings account, and you could use that money online. So they're great. Is it an option for PayPal? All depends on which country you are in. So in Trinidad, Visa debit cards from JMB, PSCU, Venture Credit Union, and the actual Visa credit cards work to receive money with PayPal. Jamaica right now has it blocked, so they cannot have deposits done to their bank accounts or their Visa debit cards. So just check the country that you are in. Okay. All right. Christabel says, I'd like to plug WePay as a Jamaican PayPal version. Just saying. Yeah, you could, but when you hear their new services, they won't be. They'll be in a completely kettle of fish. Completely different kettle of fish from PayPal. Elroy says, can repeat the bank to accept PayPal deposit? Well, I just did. Hopefully you caught that. WePay is in Barbados as well. Yes, they are. Dexter asks, FCB's new e-commerce based solution. Let's talk about it. Let me quench my thirst a little bit. That's that confidence juice. So, FCB's new e-commerce based solution is, you ready for it? Do we have any sound effects in here? Do we have any sound effects? Okay, we do. FCB's new e-commerce solution is not new. It's not new. What it is, it's a rebranding of what they already had with some slight, very, very slight tweaks. So their platform is based off of their partnership with First Atlantic Commerce and Figaro. So I would have done an interview with the CEO, Ariel, out of Costa Rica. He's the CEO for Figaro. I would have done that in like March. I might need to bring him back on because he has a lot of new things to talk about. So I might have to bring him back on. So FCB has pretty much just rebranded it and repackaged it. The only difference now is when you take their plans now, they are not charging you the $100 US per month fee that they were charging you to have the e-commerce account open. They're not charging you that under this new rebranding. So if they approve you for the account, you still have to open up a checking account, and then you have to open up an Easy Biz account with FCB. And then you have to take one of the payment plans that they are offering, and it's Figaro. That's what it is. It's Figaro. It's the exact same features as Figaro. Figaro is the one who's the service that they've partnered with, and they're providing the exact same services that Figaro has been providing you since they've launched, right? So it's not new. It's just a rebranding and a repackage, but the only real difference is that if you're using this new Easy Biz package, you're not being charged $100 US per month to keep the account open. You're being charged, there's 3 different plans. You pick one, and then they're charging you a 3 to 5% processing fee, depending on what they approve you for when they sign up. And then there is a 25 cents per transaction fees. Those fees are in US, by the way. So the 3 to 5% is in US dollars, and the 25% per transaction fee is in US dollars. So it'd be the equivalent for us here in Trinidad and Tobago. So I hope that answers your question, Dexter. Michael says, I use PayPal simply because my affiliate links are set up with PayPal only. Bro, I know. This is why I still use PayPal too. There are still use case scenarios. I just don't use it as my main payment processor. So for my websites, my products, all that good stuff for my websites, I will use WePay. And if I need to do things like integrate with my event planning software, Acuity, things like that, anything where I have to integrate a payment processor, PayPal is usually the one that's always able to integrate into those other platforms. I would use it then. So I just use it very sparingly. Kris Burns says PayPal bleeds out the money out of our economy. Yes. So let's break that down. What he's saying. So if you guys don't know, Kris Burns is the CEO for First Atlantic Commerce. And that's pretty much the biggest payment processor in the Caribbean, right? So if I'm in Trinidad and I'm paying somebody in Jamaica and they're on their website, they're only using PayPal. Let's just say they built their platform on Wix or Squarespace and they're only using PayPal. What happens is when my payment gets processed, the money leaves the Caribbean and settles in the US where PayPal is headquartered, and our money gets converted to US, taking the foreign exchange out of our economies in the Caribbean, and then it comes back in and then gets converted back to the local currency of choice. So the more we use PayPal to pay each other amongst the Caribbean and in the same country, we just keep bleeding, we're hemorrhaging foreign exchange, and that's part of a bigger problem that we are going to face. All right, Thruston says, what about this new app, Squeeze Cash? What do you think about them in the Caribbean fintech space? Well, Squeeze Cash, Me and the owner of Squeeze Cash were supposed to have a conversation. I got to get that back on board because I know he got busy. But Squeeze Cash is only in a couple of islands. I believe St. Vincent and another one of the small islands. I haven't used it because they're just not in our market, so I haven't used it. But I mean, the interface looks cool. And when I have that conversation with the owner of Squeeze Cash, I hope to get a lot more information. And again, he might be somebody you might see on season 2 of the Digi Age. You never know. You might have to make that happen. Janee says, can you please elaborate on a situation regarding having a U.S. registered business and selling online to Caribbean customers accepting various currencies? I can't elaborate too much on it personally because I have not gone the route of registering a U.S. business and using that to sell online. So I can't explain too much on it. But the reality is that if, let's just say, so I'm Canadian too, right? I'm a dual citizen. So I could, if I want to, I could set up my website to my Canadian account, right? But what happens is that when people pay me, the money goes out to Canada. Like it's still, the money still leaves our region and gets converted into another currency, still bleeding our foreign exchange. And ultimately, that's still the problem, right? So, and then for me, me personally, I'm not going to use my Canadian account because I'm here in Trinidad. So if I want to pay, even more fees to take out my money from my Canadian account, my Canadian debit card, I'd just be bleeding more money at the ATMs or at the bank. So I just don't use it, right? Stacey Harris says, interesting. We know, Stacey. We know. All right, so Noelia says, need to check on see if I have that on my WordPress website. Cool. Nikisha says, Wix may not be ideal for credit card payments in the Caribbean, but this is possible with Wix as well. Select manual payment and set up the info just as you did with WordPress. Cool, well, dope. So if you're using Wix, you guys can do that as well. All right. What will happen though is, again, this Wix is still going to be good if you're using PayPal as your processor. With WordPress is going to give you access to all of the other payment processors as well. Plus, you can still build out the bank transfer funnel so that you can get the online payments and have that sequence flow. So the email goes out to people and then they can respond back to you with their payment proof of payment. Bonnie says she actually caught live. Listen, live is where you gotta be. Amari, excellent job. Loving the entire setup. Love it. What are your thoughts on the idea of payments through WhatsApp? So I've seen the whispers. I have a couple of guys locally that have the APIs for WhatsApp to send payments. And they're trying to work with a Caribbean payment processor so that those payments don't get processed through WhatsApp or PayPal, but they would get processed through one of us. So stay tuned for that because if it happens, that's going to be some very interesting stuff. Kris, what's going on, bro? What is going on? Let's see. Again, this is a live Q&A session, so drop your questions. We're taking all questions tonight, right? Drop those questions. And if you like where we're going so far, don't be afraid to drop some fireworks, some hearts. We need that energy to keep this thing going. You see, good. Noelia. I love it. She's from Trinidad. I'm from Trinidad. Is our international shipping cost via TT Post comparable globally or is it a little too high? I haven't used TT Post to ship outside of international clients. I'm using a company called Sped TT, SPEDTT.com, SpedTT.com. Check them out. Their rates are really good and they're digitized. So you can sign up your account online. You place your request order online. They come to you, pick it up and deliver it out. But I don't use TT Post to deliver outside, so I wouldn't be able to answer that. Kris says, what's your new thoughts on dropshipping in Trinidad and the Caribbean? I'm excited. The company I just mentioned, Sped TT, one of the things that they have done is they are allowing you now to do drop shipping with them. So you can deliver your products to them, right? They will store it, pick, pack, do all that good stuff. And when the orders come in, they can integrate into your website. And when the orders come in, it will pull the rate. So the customer will have the option to see all of the rates from SPED once it's integrated into your website. And then once they select what speed they want, based on where they are, then they'll pay the shipping fees, and then SPED will do the picking and packing and organize the logistics for you. DHL does the same thing too, but DHL doesn't do the warehousing of the products. But you can integrate with them, and somebody can order from your website, and if you are storing your products at home, DHL will come and pick it up and deliver it from there. But I'm very excited about the possibilities of the drop shipping, because if you can create a smooth digital system where you have your products, they're stored at the facility, you have your website, you focus on creating your content, doing your marketing, and those orders are coming in, then when your system is set up properly, it goes to your drop shipper, they package the item, and they handle logistics. It's a beautiful thing, takes all the stress off of you. So I'm very excited, and I want to see more people doing that, because we're creating more products here. We have some very talented people. So drop shipping is something that I want to see more people taking on. It's just a matter of getting them to understand how that whole digital sales funnel works. And I hope I hope we can start to create some workshops to kind of showcase that entire process for people. All right. Bonnie, that bleeding money out of the economy is short-sighted. I can sell local arts creators in the U.S. and bring money to the Caribbean if PayPal were standard. Yeah, but the money is still coming out of the Caribbean to pay. We don't need to use PayPal. We can use the Caribbean processor. So CEO of First Atlantic Commerce is on the live as well. We don't need to use PayPal for that. We can use one of the Caribbean payment processors and still do the exact same thing. So we can still sell local arts. We can still bring in foreign exchange. I use WePay. I get paid in US. US comes into my account. WePay processes it, and it goes into my local bank account. I am not invoicing anybody with PayPal. PayPal, for one, their PayPal's payment rate is high, 5.4% US. Plus, you still have to pay your fee to deposit those funds. So I don't use PayPal to send out any invoices, and I try to stay away from as much as possible using PayPal as a payment processor wherever I can, and I will use any one of the Caribbean payment processors because I still get paid in US. So, Bonnie, we don't need PayPal for getting paid online. Whether to send an invoice or whether we want to use our websites to process payments in US, we still don't need PayPal. Where PayPal is great for us is when it comes to the integrations. If we are doing something that needs to be integrated with PayPal and doesn't integrate with our payment processor, then that's where PayPal is definitely going to be a good fit for us. Thruston, in fact, most of the Caribbean a month ago, Squeeze Cats out of have an account. Okay, Thruston, we gotta talk. We gotta talk. We gotta talk. Janee said, great information. Thank you. Kris is saying, what do you all feel the number one e-commerce platform that is missing in the Caribbean? Listen, drop that in the comments. So this is the CEO for First Atlantic Commerce. He is looking at platforms to integrate in that they are missing. So they integrate with a few platforms right now. They integrate with Shopify. They integrate with WordPress. They integrate with, I think, BigCommerce. There's a few. Kris, if you can, drop who you integrate with in below, and I'll put that up so we can let people know who First Atlantic Commerce is integrating with right now. I cannot remember everybody off the top of my head. Donna said, sorry, did not catch this live. Donna, we are live, girl. We are live right now. Tele Cruz says, how easy is it to integrate WePay into WordPress websites? You know what? I think this is another good time to do a live demonstration. Let's go right into it. So, Tele is asking, how easy is it to integrate WePay into WordPress websites? So let me show you how that works. All right? So first things first, what we would have to do is we would go to WePayCaribbean.com. And clearly, I cannot spell because the confidence juice is, it's taking hold. It's taking hold. So we would go to WePay Caribbean. I'm showing you guys and giving you guys a live demonstration of how to set up WePay into WordPress. So we would go to WePay, we go to developer, under support, then we download the WooCommerce credit card plugin. So we would download that. All right, so to give you some information about the plugin. But once that's downloaded, I already have it. So it downloads right there, right? Then what we do is we go into plugins. So what a plugin is think of WordPress's open source platform. I akin to it like Android. It's open source. Anybody can build plugins, and plugins are like apps. So just like how you get your phone and the first thing you do is download a million apps, you can do the same thing for WordPress. So because I would have downloaded the WePay app, what I would then do, or the WePay plugin, I would then click on Add New. I would hit Upload Plugin, choose File, and I would upload the plugin. Right? Upload the plugin and hit Install. Once it's installed, it would show up. It would show up just like this once it is installed. Where is my... All right. So what I'm going to do is I want to show it to you, but for security reasons, I have to hide my information. So 1 second. Okay. So now I could show that to you guys. So once it's installed and I click on settings, I would simply enable the plugin. I would then click on the fee structure. Do I want to absorb the fees? So the fees for WePay are 3% in TT dollars plus $3 TT per transaction. I could choose to absorb those fees, let the customer pay those fees, so that would automatically tack onto their bill, or split those fees 50-50. So I absorb those fees, right? And then the only thing you have to do is put in your WePay account number, 4 digits, and your WePay business key that you get from WePay.com. Once you do that, you hit save. Once you hit save, it is activated and installed. And that is all you do for integrating WePay into WordPress. That's it. If you guys were timing it, that was just a few, a minute, if even that. That's it. That's all you have to do to integrate WePay into your WordPress software. So Tele, I hope that live demonstration helps. Donna, yes, we are live still. Ishmael, the man himself, I love it. Thank you for joining, bro. Tiny. I see I'm bad with these names, but good night. Great information right on time for you. Thank you for tuning in. All right. Chris. Bonnie asked Chris Burns, do you mean e-commerce platform and payment gateway? And Chris Burns says, e-commerce platform, Wix, Squarespace, right. So again, Chris is asking, which platforms do you guys want to see First Atlantic Commerce integrate with, right? So he's asking which platforms do you guys want to see him integrate with. So you guys let him know in the comments. I will post it up. Janee asked, does SPED drop solely in Trinidad and Tobago throughout the Caribbean region? They deliver internationally. So you just need to call them and figure out which country you want to deliver to and see if it's a country that they deliver to, and they will organize. Chris, here are some of the answers for your question. Wix, Nikisha, Wix. Omari says Patreon. That's very interesting. Patreon, okay. Patreon, all right. Thruston asks, what do you think about selling digital services and products in the Caribbean? For example, I'm looking at selling stock photography. Bro, do it. Do it. I sell digital services right now. I sell digital products, ebooks, those types of things. Sell it. You can sell photography. Listen, we'll talk after. You can sell photography. I need to make sure you are selling your photography, all right? Michael asks, had some issues using WePay with an online client. Some banks like Bank of America do block purchases. However, they just need to be alert their bank and should be fine. So Mike, that's not even a WePay thing. That is that person's bank thing. It happens all the time. Even with PayPal, depending on the country you are receiving those payments from, PayPal will block those payments from certain countries as well. So it happens with everybody. Donna would love a live demo, so I hope you enjoyed that live demo. Omari, very relevant to the Caribbean, yes. You are so fast, want to do as you speak. Okay, sorry, I apologize. Donna, you could always contact me afterwards. I might have a live video showcasing that demonstration, so no worries. Roxanne says, thank you for that walkthrough. I love it. I hope you loved it too. Tele said, much thanks. The WePay plugin is free. Yes, WePay, the plugin is free. It is free to install. There is no monthly fee. WePay is a pay-per-use service. So they charge you per transaction. All right. Bonnie asks, Equid, Kris, look into Equid. As an international buyer, I and other people like me are comfortable paying through payment providers we recognize. Bonnie, you're right. But also the problem is that we still have the problem. So whether, again, I'm from Canada too. I understand. It doesn't matter. We still have those problems. So this is something that, is that needs to get rectified. I don't know when. I don't know what it's going to take for PayPal to come together with all of the governments throughout the entire Caribbean to get all the regulations sorted out so everybody could use PayPal or whatever. But the reality is that it still bleeds foreign exchange out of the economy, and it's still a problem for us. That's just the way the cookie crumbles with that. Dexter asks, what checkout plugin do you use, or is it all WooCommerce? I use WooCommerce for WordPress, and everything integrates into WooCommerce. Let me do a time check. You see, because when we get to talking, time flies by so quick. So we are currently at 48 minutes already. So I'm going to be doing a couple more questions, right? We'll squeeze out, we'll make the hour. So we have, 12 minutes left. And then we'll wrap up for tonight. I didn't want to go too long. I was actually trying to do this in like 30 minutes. But, when we get to talking, sometimes it doesn't always work out like that. Nikisha says she needs that Wix integration, Kris. FAC, I would love to integrate with online streaming platforms like Twitch. Listen, Kris, I hope you are taking notes. People are letting you know what they want. Good. Kris is taking notes. So Donna asks, pay-per-use, how does it compare with others? So if you are using payment processors like PayPal, for example, PayPal is pay-per-use as well, but PayPal is 5.4% in US dollars every transaction. If you're using FAC, when you open up your merchant account with the bank, to have that merchant account open, the banks charge you 100 USD per month. Plus you have the 3%, 3 to 5%, depending on what the bank gives you for your transaction rate, that they charge in US as well, and then 25 cents per transaction USD as well. The other payment processor, BuzzPay, I won't speak on that because they're still going to drop their new suite of services. So when they do drop that, we're going to have to come back and talk about that. But you can check out BuzzPay as a payment processor as well. Thruston said, don't forget to tell us about what new things you want to announce. You see, I like Thruston. Thruston likes to keep me honest. So the two things that I wanted to talk to, we did touch on throughout, was one, FCB dropped their new EasyBiz payments platform. So I've been getting a lot of questions about that. Basically, it's not new. It's just a rebranding. So FCB, First Citizens Bank here in Trinidad, partners with First Atlantic Commerce, and they partner with Figaro. All right. So First Atlantic Commerce is still the payment gateway to process the payments, but Figaro is still the same service, giving you the invoicing, giving you the online shop, giving you the shipping, logistics integrations. So FCB has just rebranded it, renamed it, and repackaged it for you. The one key difference is, though, is that under this new rebranding, if you take this new EasyBiz solution, they are not charging you the $100 US per month. So you would just sign up for the subscription fees, and you pick which one you want, and they will then charge you accordingly and give you the features that you need. But it's Figaro. It's just white labeled, and their partner is Figaro. Okay. Let's see. Donna said I could stay for 2 hours. Yo, listen, I've done it. I've done it too many times. But tonight was a very informal session, so I wanted to keep it nice and light. Chris Burns says, I would love to connect with people that are considering building a shopping cart platform for the Caribbean, retail, media, hospitality. Chris, let us know where they can reach you at. Just drop your handle or where to reach you at, and I will post it up. And again, for those watching, Kris, CEO for FAC, wants to connect with those people who are looking to build a shopping cart platform for the Caribbean, for retail, media, hospitality, and let's see what kind of stuff we can get happening. Donna says, use a PayPal a lot. It drives your pricing haywire. Oh boy, you bet you. Dexter says, good examples of successful Caribbean e-commerce stores and sites. Dexter, why you gotta put me on the spot like that? So, I think my favorite, I think one of the best companies that are doing e-commerce really, really well, and you guys can check these guys out, is there's a company that sells phones. They're called Droid Island. Droid Island is like one of the best e-commerce stores in the entire Caribbean. I swear these guys, they've just thought of everything. All jokes aside, honestly, I think one of my favorites is Food Drop. Listen, I'm fat. Food Drop is not they're not making this easy for me. They have made such a smooth process. I think Food Drop is doing e-commerce really, really, really well. Who else has a nice... Chef Made Me. Shout outs to Kyle over at Chef Made Me. They're doing e-commerce very well over there as well. Who else do I like? I can only think of food. Domino's is doing really well too. God damn it, I'm fat. Domino's is doing really well too. Their entire funnel of how they've built out. They give you the whole entire tracking on their website. You can pay online. You can pay at the door. You pick your option. They're doing e-commerce very well as well. Dexter, I will think of some more and I will do a blog on it and put it out there, right? Right now, I'm probably very hungry, which is why I can only think of food companies right now. Ryan says, if you have a website doing drop shipping, affiliate marketing, or selling your own products, what are some of the main things you need in your about page and privacy policy terms? So for your about page really just breaking down your company, who you are, what you're about. I think the most important thing for that is not even your about page. I think the most important thing is the content you put out. The more content you put out educating people on your products that you are looking to sell, the easier it is to drive traffic back to your platforms, and the easier it is to go ahead and purchase it if I understand what I'm buying. The about page is cool. The about page is still going to break down, who you are, how long you've been there, what your business is about, and a little bit of information about the founder. But the majority of us aren't even checking about pages. As for privacy policy and terms, what I would say to that is check a girl named Celise Haynes. Her name is LawyerGirl868 on Instagram. Check her out. She has a lot of information about the legalities of what your websites and stuff need to have on it, depending on your country. I won't dive into that. Check her out. She's great. Celise Haynes, LawyerGirl868 on IG. Nikisha asks, are there any local payment gateways that accepts local Visa debit cards. Yes, all of our local payment gateways do. First Atlantic does, WePay does. The problem is that not every bank has turned on e-commerce for their Visa debit cards. So Scotiabank has turned on the e-commerce for their Lynx Visa debit cards, and of the banks here in Trinidad that operate on the Lynx network, Scotiabank is the only one on the Lynx network that has turned on e-commerce for their cards. FCB hasn't done this yet, and Republic and Royal Bank still haven't rolled out their Lynx Visa debit cards as well, and hopefully they should be doing that before this year comes out. JMB, Venture Credit Union, PSCU are not on the Lynx network, and yes, you can use those cards online, locally and internationally as well. Thruston says, so the FCB Easy Biz is a way better deal for SMEs to get online. Yes and no, because it really will come back down to your needs. If you need a website, Easy Biz isn't integrating into, the platforms that you might want to use. You're going to have to use Figaro, and you're going to have to take Figaro's largest plan, which is I think like $45 US a month, I believe, if you want to have the shops functionality, right? So it really is going to come down to what is your business, what are your needs, and what makes sense. So I would not use a blanket statement to say FCB Easy Biz is a better deal, because it's not, depending on your situation. For me, my website costs me $3. So Keron Rose costs me $3 US a month, and I don't pay. We pay a monthly fee. That's as cheap as WordPress e-commerce gets. Doing e-commerce through WordPress, I can do it for as low as $3 US a month. That is what I pay a month. So when we talk about, is that a better deal? If you're strictly talking dollars and cents, no, it's not. If you're strictly talking dollars and cents, but it goes deeper than that, because I would need to know what your business is, what you're trying to do, and what would make sense for you. All right. So we're answering more questions. We're taking a couple more questions. We have 2 minutes left. No Alia. I think I hit it. Thank you for answering my question. She has some homework. Feel free to reach out to me afterwards as well if you have any other questions. Chris Burns, everybody take note. Take a screenshot. Cha-ching! Cha-ching! Take your screenshot. This is how you hit up Chris Burns. Let Chris Burns know what platforms you guys want to see First Atlantic Commerce integrate with, because that's really where PayPal has us, is the integrations. That's it. Right? So hit him up. Chris is going to do work. He will do some work, and he will see how he can facilitate what platforms he can start to integrate with, and then allow you guys to, choose whatever platform you want. The reason why you'll always hear me talk about WordPress, besides the fact that I'm using WordPress is the one platform where everything, all of our Caribbean payment processors connect to. PayPal, Stripe, everything connects into WordPress without any sort of problems, right? So that is usually why I talk about WordPress, because payments has to be a priority for you, and I don't believe in using a platform that I can't get paid from, because I don't know about you, but I ain't in the business of not getting paid, right? Too many people build on platforms that cannot get paid from. So they spend 2-3 months, build out the website, and then all of a sudden now, they cannot get paid from the platform because maybe they're in a country PayPal does not deposit to. It happens. All right. So Thruston said that's self-plug. Those who don't know. Nikisha says she loves the Droid Island plug. Listen, Droid Island is the best company doing e-commerce right now. It doesn't get any better than Droid Island for e-commerce. Oh man, I love it. All right. Tutuabe is great. Giselle Charles, like Giselle is hungry too. Giselle is looking for Pizza Hut. I need to go check them out. I'm kind of hungry right now too. So we just hit the 1 hour mark. Let us see who else we have any questions from before we go. Donna says, Droid Island food drop. We'll check them out. Yeah, please do. And please shop at Droid Island. Yeah. Thruston asks, what will it take for the Caribbean to get peer-to-peer payments like how countries such as America have Apple Pay, Cash App, Zelle? Bro, that's coming. That's coming. That's coming. It won't be on Cash App, but we have some things coming out that will allow us to do peer-to-peer payments very soon. Kris says, is it wife teach or wife tech? Wife tech? I want to believe it's wife tech. That might be a TECH. We'll check that out. Donna, JMB not on e-commerce? Yes, they are. Yeah, I said they are. They're just not on the Links network. But yes, they are. You could use your card online, locally, and abroad. All right, JMB, add so much value every time we talk. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in, Donna. Nikisha, thank you for tuning in as well. Jean asked, where are those fuzzy children? Listen, if those guys were in the room right now, they would be all inside the camera, peering in. They might even throw the camera down or close the laptop. I don't know. So I ban them from the room when I'm getting busy like this, all right? So we've hit the 1 hour mark. Listen, thank you if you have made it till the end. I just wanted to come on and touch base with you guys. It's been so long, all right? If you guys enjoyed the little impromptu session, we need some fireworks. Drop some fire, drop some 100s. Let me know that you guys enjoyed the impromptu session tonight. I'll try to touch base every so often, but if you guys don't see me, on video, I'm working. I'm trying to help you guys out. I'm trying to liaise with the guys like Kris. I'm trying to liaise with the guys like Alden over there, and trying to help push the education in space. Because listen, the more you guys know how to do e-commerce and start making money from your house, then the less reliant we are going to be on employers to create jobs for us. All right. There's days where I don't leave my house for 3-4 days at a time because everything is happening right in this room. So e-commerce is definitely the way to go. E-commerce is the lowest form of passive income in the world. So listen, everybody talks about investing, stocks, bonds, like mutual fund. Those things are good. However, e-commerce is the lowest form of passive income in the world, and it has the lowest barrier to entry. So you guys definitely need to start thinking about, even if you have a full-time job, now is the best time to start a little online business. Start learning what kind of things you can sell online to generate more income for you. Even if it's taking a skill like cooking, and you guys want to start creating things like recipe books, you guys can type out everything in Microsoft Word, go in Fiverr, and hire somebody for cheap to build a decent, doesn't need to be no high quality, but a decent little ebook for you. There are so many ways for us to make passive income through e-commerce right now. So I want to sign off. Thank you for everybody who tuned in to tonight's impromptu session. All right. Thank you. If you guys need to reach me, you guys can reach me at KeronRose.com. If you Google Keron Rose, you guys can reach me on any social media platform. I'm Keron Rose everywhere. Before I leave, I'll let you guys know that the Digipreneur Academy is live. It is up. There's a couple of courses on the platform already. Digipreneur Academy is the online school for Caribbean entrepreneurs to learn how to get digital skills and build their businesses online, but from the Caribbean perspective. So we have courses like the Digital Assets course that teaches you from start to finish how to build your website, how to do e-commerce and integrate some very important integrations to give your site that very polished finish and make it very powerful. We have the SEO course that's teaching you how to use search engine data to create content, validate your ideas, validate your products and services before you guys even invest in them, and using search engine data to fully understand your audience. Doesn't matter where they are in the world, search engine data is that powerful, right? So that course is dropping on Monday. And then we also have 2 new law courses that are dropping on the platform. So Celise Haynes is part of the Digipreneur Academy, and she is going to be releasing the Intellectual Property Toolkit. So teaching all of our business owners and creatives how to secure their intellectual property. And that's going to be equipped with templates, the entire process to get your stuff copyrighted, trademarked, all that good stuff. That course is on there. And then the other course she's releasing as well is the contracts course. So that's going to come with some standard templates, some of the most key platforms or key contracts that business owners use in their day-to-day business. So digipreneur.academy, digipreneur.academy. All right, check that out. You guys can always reach out to me if you guys have any other questions. All right. So nonetheless, I will see you guys in the next one. Always a pleasure talking to you guys. Give yourself one more round of applause for sticking to the end, all right? So reach out to me if you guys have any questions. I'll see you guys in the next one, all right?